What do you see when you look at me? When surrounded by women in lavish gowns, vibrant jewelry, and updos that defied physics, Tara couldn't help but wonder. She regretted the question as soon as it left her mouth, as her fellow blonde cocked her head curiously and smiled. A woman? What else should I be seeing? I don't know, she fiddled with the hem of her sleeve. Perhaps beauty, brains, hideousness? You're far from hideous. Celes, her eyes narrowed. I'm serious. And so am I. She took her hand. I see a woman. A warrior, my friend. Nothing more, nothing less. But don't let all these courtiers intimidate you. From the dance floor, Edgar winked. She returned the gesture. You have more than one friendly face here to quell your fears. Maybe. Tara gasped. Celeste gently guided her out to the dance floor, where Edgar stood. Faster than Tara could blink, she put her hand in his and twirled off to sights unseen. Celeste? Tara's gaze darted around, looking for the other blonde. Her eyes narrowed as she saw Celeste and Setzer now twirling on the dance floor together, laughing about what she could only guess was the perfect setup. A chuckle from Edgar broke her out of her reverie. I believe we've been set up, milady. Quite clever of them, if I do say so myself. Indeed. Tara sighed. Though if I were a more suspicious woman, I'd say you were in on it too. Why, I never. He dramatically clenched both hands over his heart. I would never think of using such trickery to dance with a lady. Although, he put his hand around her waist, it would be a shame to waste such lovely music simply standing here, no? Before Tara could respond, Edgar guided her into a waltz. She giggled as his footwork did its magic, and her doubts were forgotten. They carried on like that for hours until the party began to lull, and only a few were left in the ballroom. It was then that Celeste re-emerged. Enjoy yourself? Tara chuckled. Setzer has rubbed off entirely too much on you, Miss Cher. That didn't answer my question. Yes, I did. Was your mind put at ease? For now. Then my work here is done. She took a sip from the wine glass in her hand. Mission accomplished. I'm a mission now? Tara couldn't help but laugh. What sort, may I ask? Celeste replied with a wink. You'll see soon enough. So mysterious, General Cher. I suppose I have to keep my guard up around you from now on. An arm snaked around Celeste's waist, cutting off her retort. She looked up and smiled at Setzer, giving him a peck on the cheek. Didn't mean to interrupt, but are you ready to depart, mon chéri? I do believe so. She looked back at Tara. Are you going to stay in the castle for a few days? You're free to join us if you'd like. No, she shook her head. I'll be here a bit longer. I'll catch up with you two a bit later. A sly smile that Tara definitely didn't miss graced Celeste's features. The half-esper narrowed her eyes at the other woman. What are you up to? Nothing. Setzer swiftly turned to the both of them and began to walk to the door. But if you can excuse my rudeness, we should be going. Our chariot awaits and all that. Tara sighed as she watched the couple walk through the large double doors of the ballroom and vanish from sight. She threw up her hands with a chuckle and then walked over to Edgar, who was still entertaining the remaining guests. He spared her a glance and smiled, and then returned to his conversation. She's so different now, Tara thought. Celeste's coy smile and open affections with the gambler flashed back into her mind. She noticed Edgar's hand had subtly rested itself on hers and couldn't help but chuckle to herself. But maybe that change isn't such a bad thing. Her hand squeezed his affectionately. The two of them entertained their guests and enjoyed each other's company for the rest of the night. Well, that was One Enchanted Evening by Valkyrie Celes. This one I personally have some issues with simply because I take my Final Fantasy ships very seriously. And Celes and Setzer are wrong. Like, it's pretty much confirmed in-game that it's Locke and Celes. Which, I mean, this is a fan fiction, so it's obviously the point is that it's just the author's imagination, I guess. Which is why it's fine. But it's not really an issue so much as it is like a personal little gripe. But, I mean, it's a solid story. It's well written. There's a couple of spelling issues here and there. Mostly, not spelling issues, but like improper use issues. Like when it said, where are you? It would be a shame to waste such lovely music simply standing here, no? The way that it's worded, it says, it would be ashamed to waste such lovely music. It should say, it would be a shame to waste such lovely music, and also it spells waste like the body part, which is the wrong kind of waste. There's a couple of those throughout, but for the most part it's fine. I mean, it's I mean, it's a pretty, I mean, it's a good story. I mean, that's really all there is to it. It's a look at, obviously, like a greater plot AU, I guess, of where Edgar has a thing for Tara, but in the actual canon, Edgar has a thing for pretty much every girl. But it's a neat little story that doesn't change the overall plot of the game too much, or the canonicity. It just sets her and Celes together, and Edgar and Tara. So, yeah, what are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments. If you like what you're watching, then like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, do it anyway, because I'm going to do my best to make this a weekly thing, so you're going to have to get used to it. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!